No, it's acid spray. You always max out the acid spray. You might get the Grievous Greed on level 3, but you're always gonna max out this spell because it allows you to stay in the lane longer and it allows you to farm stacks. So you cannot be greedy, even though that's the kind of the name of your hero, right?
Yeah, and mid lane you can see that Aincrad taking some harass coming out from Lol now as well. Lol with the 2 points into the Scatter Blast, and Aincrad, he's taken a couple to the face, so you know, some damage, but he does have the Water and has that awful ability to him as well. So in this mid lane, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see how that's going to go. But Perk, with all the mobility in the world, should be fine. Top lane though, Afterlife's going to be chased down again. Trying to break the vision, but he walks himself right into the path of the Alchemist. The Alchemist going to be able to get that kill. Did go for the point into the Grievous Greed. At level 3, Miposhka might go down. He has keep himself alive with the stick. Yeah, just keeps Gilga in range just for another unstable concoction to come off cooldown, and this is going to be another kill onto the Tiny. No way out.
I don't really know what Gilgir was doing while they were killing Afterlife. I think he was maybe going to block the camp or something, but this movement not to be there to save Afterlife initially and then staying close again, eating those nukes over and over again, it's I just called him out on his not that great laning performance. Like on a Tiny, he knows what he does well. It seems like he got surprised in this one.
Miposhka does finally go down to the Afterlife, being able to get off the Spirit Siphon. It looked like it was max range there as well. Another unstable concoction going to be thrown out onto the Death Prophet. Death Prophet just taking a lot of damage, even coming back to the lane with the Spirit Siphon here. Afterlife has to be careful, but Aincrad, what's he going to do? Just dive himself away to... Did he get the other one as well? No, he didn't. So it's just going to be a 1-for-1 in the waters.
And there was that robotic, and actually I was told by Automo that it was happening to me, so maybe Discord just likes to play a little bit with us overall. But yeah, you talked a little bit about the mid lane, and it is relatively a close matchup, but the Snapfire should always get slightly ahead. Laurel being that good with the Snapfire, and Aincrad probably not playing against the hero all that much in pubs is always gonna give a solid advantage to Laurel here.
Bottom lane, how's it going for Munkushi here as well? Collapse. I mean, there's going to be a really nice stomp onto the Abaddon. The Abaddon's out of mana now as well. Telekinesis comes out. He does have himself a couple of mangoes if he needs to get that Aphotic Shield off and Collapse. Taking a lot of harass damage. Pantomime now as well. He might even be able to get the kill into Collapse. Collapse going to get himself away from this Munkushi. He's maybe just waiting for this Aphotic Shield to break. He might be able to get the kill onto the Centaur. The Centaur is so low. Will go down here as the refresh comes out from Munkushi.
Plant trees to save lives, but in the end it just wasn't fast enough from Collapse. It is interesting. Collapse is going for a Meteor Hammer, so we are going to be seeing that one, and yeah, Gilgir is going to die again.
That's, yeah, setting up again. It did get the kill onto Miposhka, but it's again just the space being created for Yatoro here. He's top of the net worth, and the Alchemist, even with only 1 point in the Grievous Greed, that's not going to slow down anytime soon.
Yeah, but still, he isn't getting all that much CS. He has 5 kills, though. That is a problem, because the Team Spirit have 5 kills and all of them are on Yatoro. But overall, he's not farming that well currently in terms of CS. So the top lane isn't a disaster for one move, and this game it is definitely a different story than what it was in the previous one, even though people are dying on top over and over again.
Yeah. Oh, the Nightmare comes out. The cookie came through there as well, but there's just that little the iframes on the Nightmare now as well. And Gilga running himself away from this one. The Puck already back in the mid lane. Double Avalanche comes out, and it looks like they're going to give up the kill onto the Tiny.
Yeah, mistaken. Mira is being chased down there by the Enchantress, and with the help of Munkushi, that should be a kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different kind of Centaur Stomp, but the Centaur Stomp comes out from the Conqueror. They were able to get the kill onto Mira.
Yeah. If you're okay with one guy from the family, doesn't mean that every single one of them is gonna like you. That's Mira found that one out the hard way, though. That's always important for Dota to teach us life lessons as well.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be another life lesson as well. Maybe, you know, just don't get that caught out. I mean, the Rubik, he was on his own side of the map, so it wasn't even like he was out of position as Telekinesis comes out. Munkushi not running towards his tower, actually going to run away with the ultimate kisses. He's not even level 6, so he doesn't have the borrowed time just yet.
There you go.
Lol will be able to pick up the kill. Did they get anything out of this, though? There is going to be the Dream Coil coming out onto the Rubik. But he comes through with the Meteor Hammer. It actually connects after the phase shift from the Puck. And Puck needs to leave. They do get the kill onto the Rubik with Aincrad in the trees. The Collapse trying to chase down now. The Centaurs comes out. Do they get the kill? They do. And Lol picks it up with the right hit there as well. He's got that Scatter Blast as well to come out into Pantomime. Pantomime trying to heal himself up. The 1 point into Nature's Attendance. But is it going to be able to get himself out alive? It looks like the Cookie. It won't be able to connect there. And Pantomime will be able to prance himself out of danger. And onto Collapse. Even has himself a Warpine Raider with that Acorn shot there. A little bit more damage is the impetus. Is he going to be able to get the kill at level 1? Ooh, it's going to be close. It's not going to be enough, and Collapse turns back into it there as well.
Yeah, very nicely done. Yeah, so yeah, Collapse is that good that he can connect with the Meteor Hammer onto the Puck without any setup. So he's just a genius that cannot be beat. Yeah, that's what actually killed the Puck there. If he had gotten himself out on the orb before the Meteor Hammer, they don't have the damage. He gets another orb out, and he gets out alive. But unfortunately, he gets hit by that one. I thought it was optimistic, but Collapse gets it in the end.
Yeah, I like this as well from the Tiny, that he knows how bad a time he's having on this top lane, so he's just starting to rotate around. And Amira has already used the telekinesis, so again, the Avalanche will connect. Was that toss back there as well? The orb to damage Amira, he's just going to go down. Aincrad picking himself up. His first kill of the game, though.
One thing that we haven't talked about is invasion of the jungle by one move, and they actually have really good heroes to do so. Just to walk around the jungle and make the Alchemists feel uncomfortable, even the supports that are stacking to make them feel uncomfortable as well. So I think one move, they actually have a pretty good lineup to be annoying to Yatoro. But what tends to happen is if you're a weaker team and you're playing against an Alchemist lineup, one move goes bad and you kind of give up on that one. So I'm hoping that they just continue to apply the pressure.
Yeah, and at level 6 now as well, you see Yaturo's being pushed away from the Death Prophet with the 3 points in the Spirit Siphon. 1v1, Afterlife has a really decent time here in the lane, it looks like, at the minute, up against the Alchemist, because the Alchemist not really hitting any major power spikes in terms of items. He is going to be looking towards the stack. This is going to be a really nice stack as well, to get him closer towards that Radiance, especially with the 2 points into the Grieval's Greed. Just trying to do what he can with the Acid Spray to help him farm up, so the gold will be there eventually. But at the minute, Death Prophet having a decent time in the lane.
What broke that sleep? I'm not sure about that one. Did he use the Aphotic Shield? Yeah, he did. Okay, I'm guessing that was the case. But that is a really nice setup for the Meteor Hammer and Collapse start playing together.
Oh, top lane, they're going to be able to get the Dream Coil onto Yatoro. Can he get himself away from this? He's trying to buy time. But the orb comes through. Aincrad able to get the kill there. And yeah, Yatoro being down for the next 20 seconds. That's really going to hurt his farm.
Yeah, for sure. Though, one move, they don't find the ward there in the jungle. Actually, it seems like the action will be never ending because Spirit want to make something happen in the mid lane, but Cavalry is coming over.
I love that drag back here. There's going to be the top down. Wildling Ripper sets up, and wow, yeah, 4 setting up. He's going to go down. No way out there for the Snapfire.
Oh, they're playing really well right now on one move and fast at that as well.
Yeah, and you can see Stampede's going to be used here. They're going to try and get the chase down onto Munkushi. Munkushi, it's a borrowed time. It's already been used here. They should be able to get the kill. Telekinesis. And Mira will be able to secure it onto the Abaddon.
He was so close to getting the Aphotic Shield off. He gets it off, the Puck goes onto that orb, and they get a kill. But even so, even you losing the Abaddon, that's a solid committal on Team Spirit, and they lose the mid lane tower. So overall, one move there, happy. They've opened up the map to be able to invade the Alchemist jungle, because Alchemist, when he becomes a problem, 15 minutes plus, that is when he farms. From 15 to 20-25 minutes, that is when you need to stop him, and you need the map to be open for that to happen.
I love that from Gilga there as well. The Avalanche, just to make sure, because Yatoro, he was trying to deny that tower. He's got a really nice ward behind where the tier 1 tower was as well, but Gilga comes in with the Avalanche, just make sure he gets the last hit on the tower, just for that extra little bit of gold. And Yatoro now, it looks like Gilga's just sticking to him. So they're pulling the Bane over, putting him out of position, because I think Bane, Impossible level 5, nearly level 6, wants to try and get aggressive, get that Fiend's Grip off, but he's having to protect Yatoro in his own jungle.
It has to be that way. So many heroes to invade, so many heroes to be close, and Team Spirit don't really have like amazing burst on other parts of the map, especially playing against the Abaddon. You know, Kushi, one good side of, or among other things. You know, a good side of the Abaddon is that you can stay in the lane for a very long time, take the damage for a very long time, and expect a rotation, right? And that is what he's doing. He's on the bottom lane, pulling some heroes to him. One move, they send the Enchantress in the enemy jungle, they pull one hero to her, and then the Alchemist is alone, and you can go for those moves to kill him. So one move right now, they actually have a really good tactic and approach to make sure that Yatoro can't farm all that safely, especially not without help.
Yeah, and bottom lane, there goes the Meteor Hammer there as well into the tower. Munkushi taking some damage, but this time will have that borrowed time. And what do you try and do to play around this borrowed time here on Munkushi? Because it is just going to be popped from Collapse. Collapse just keeps getting the aggro out. So do you just let this go and be, okay, could be the relocate coming in from Aincrad. He wants to come down and help out his teammate. But Collapse, a big tanky boy at the minute with this Meteor Hammer. There's even going to be the rotation from Lyle. They're looking for the kill. And Aincrad, can he get himself away from this? The most of the cases are going to be dropped. And it looks like they're not going to find a target.
Other part of the map, Yatoro started going for the unstable concoction. He got stunned by the center conqueror from Pantomime and he couldn't get it off. And now they're gonna return a favor because of it and actually maybe even kill Miposhka. He does have 9-1 charges, so maybe he survives here.
Close. Close again, only counts with horseshoes and hand grenades. And well, the Centaur Stomp, it's one horseshoe you don't want to be coming across here in this game. Gilga trying to run himself away from Collapse. Again, Stampede has already been used. Pantomime gets involved. The Centaur Stomp comes out the cookie into the Meteor Hammer, but no, the Avalanche from Gilga. It stops it and puts Collapse in a really bad position here as well. He is low health. And with the harass damage coming out, the magic damage now as well. Gilga trying to catch up with the toss right on top of him. Even the pig claw here, Collapse. He will go down and Aincrad picks up the kill.
You know, even though Meteor Hammer is pretty good right now, it always seems a little bit memey when people are using it that way.
Oh, they do get the kill onto Afterlife though. Afterlife coming, gets onto the secret shop trying to buy something up. Maybe, but yeah, just gets caught out and killed off.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was doing there alone. I think he wanted to continue playing fast, but his teammates were out of mana, so no resources. So he probably said something, and I am gonna guess that's a communication issue, that he just came up to that high ground. No way you get out of that one alive.
Yeah, especially with what looks like all 5 heroes there from Team Spirit, you know, looking to get the engage off. Alchemist now, Yatoro, he does have that Radiance, so he's going to be able to get that acceleration on his farm that he is accelerated already with the Greevil's Greed. So here for one move, what do they need to do to play around this Alchemist? Do they want to try and carry on getting aggressive, or is this the time where they just back off on Munkushi, let Munkushi get that Radiance up and just play for time at the minute?
Force things towards the top part of the map. If you're constantly being forced towards the bottom part of the map by Team Spirit, he's gonna farm the triangle and his big jungle on Yatoro. You cannot allow that. Make sure you're playing on the top part of the map. Then if Team Spirit move into your jungle, you smoke there and you fight. You cannot slow things down now. Remember, 15 to 20 minutes, that's when the Alchemist gets super far ahead and then he ends the game. Well, it's what's happening right now because Yatoro, he is so far ahead of anyone else on the map.
Yeah, you can see the net worth difference. Even above Lol, who's the second in net worth, you know, he's what's that, 3.5k above, and obviously you expect this from the Alchemist to move around a lot quicker, but it means that he hits his max peak a lot quicker there as well. So if one move can play this, maybe a little bit longer, like you say, forced towards the top lane. But Munkushi, how far away from his own Radiance is he? He's still about 1,000 gold away. So Munkushi just looking for the uninterrupted farm, it looks like, in that dire part of the map.
And this is the problem with the Abaddon. Once you get pushed out of your lane, you know, the good part that we're talking about, and you get forced into the jungle, your farming capability is non-existent. You have very low mana, so spamming the Aphotic Shield is not an option. So until he gets that Radiance, this is going to be very slow for him.
Yeah, again, it's still about 900 gold away. In fact, he buys out for a full wand as well as a thousand. So they actually want to move themselves into the Roach Pit with the Exorcism here. And this is going to be, I guess, Munkushi giving himself that lifeline with the... do you actually pick it up onto the Abandon with the Borrowed Time? Or maybe do you give it over to the Puck or the Death Prophet here?
I think you give it to the Puck. Double life on Abaddon isn't that great because your borrow time is already going to be used. So Aincrad is probably going to get it, and Munkushi, I mean, he's still going to farm for some time right now before he joins.
And again, the full one does come out, so that sets him back a little bit on the Radiance as the Alchemist just continues to farm. Yeah, the Aegis does go the way of Aincrad. Even gets himself a double damage in here as well on that Puck.
So at least one move are moving towards the top part of the map. That is nice. Team Spirit, of course, are slightly faster, so they're immediately forcing things even deeper on the bottom side of the map. By being deep on the bottom side, you are allowing Alchemist to farm safely in at least 3 camps.
They even find out the most predictions are going to rain down here on Afterlife. Afterlife Stampede comes out. Alchemist
okay.
Well, but the Beam Swift comes through, and Mira, it was that Stolen Spirit Siphon. It was. Did he get the kill onto the Death Prophet now as well? Enkrad, I mean, wow, he's in a little bit of trouble. The Santos Storm, it comes through to get the control onto the puck. That's going to be Aegis being popped from Lol.
No way.
EP, but no, the Avalanche is going to stop it. To get the kill onto Lol. They even get the cliff out onto the Centaur. And Centaur, he was close, but he won't go down just yet. He gets the TP off to safety.
That was so close in terms of heroes dying, right? Because Death Prophet barely dies because they had to commit even the Fiend's Grip there at the end. And then Larl, he got his Guardian Greaves. He got it assembled and delivered a second before he was about to die. So he just pops it, right? He gets his HP back and he survives just a little bit longer to be able to get the puck Aegis down. In the end, it's a 1-for-1, but you do get the Aegis down, and guess what? Your Abaddon was part of the fight, whereas Yatoro, he was just getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, he just continues to find time and space here now as well. And the Centaur... So the Centaur going for the Meteor Hammer means that he completely skips over the Vanguard. Going to be going straight into the pipe. Do you still think that's a good idea, or would you like to see him go back for the Vanguard?
No, physical damage here is, you know, pretty non-existent. The only thing that comes to mind is the Death Prophet, and that is the one that you are going to be trying to burst every single time.
Okay. Let's see it. Gilga, though, could be in trouble. The toss comes out. In fact, they get the cookie, trying to keep this Bane alive. And the Bane, he's going to go down.
Okay.
Was that the Storm across the kill? It was. I think we'll have to turn this one around. And Pantomime is going to be perfect to go down in this fight. The chase out onto Afterlife now as well with that Stampede. They're going to be able to get themselves right on top of Afterlife. And Afterlife trying to do his best with Spirit Cycles to keep himself alive. But he's still able to run out. The cookie now is up for extra stuns. Afterlife, the Centaur stuff.
Big one.
He even get the lockdown onto the Puck and Ankrak, getting himself away from this. The orb will be thrown out, trying to chase himself, trying to run himself away. Looking maybe another unstable destruction onto the Tiny, though. He get a lot of damage onto Gilga. Gilga, can he get himself away? The cookie, not onto the Puck. The Puck will be back safely as the Mortimer Kisses once again start to rain down. Gilga in trouble, slowed down. The damage coming out. The collapse. He doesn't want to be caught out here from by the Abaddon. He even get the kill onto the Puck.
Man, I really love that one. Yatoro, he could have stunned the Puck, and most people would have gone for that one, but he turns around onto the Tiny because he knows that Abaddon is behind the Puck. He's immediately going to remove it, and the Puck is out. So he goes to the other side, and they wait. They wait it out by being deep for the Puck to re-engage and then to kill him. That is just a beautiful way for Team Spirit to play. And these guys, one thing that they've always been amazing at is communication inside of a team fight, and it just goes to show here as well.
Yeah, and some really amazing position as well. Obviously, Lal hanging himself back, throwing out the cookies. He's got the Greaves as well to keep himself going, keep his teammates alive. And like you say, the target selection there from Team Spirit, absolutely on point.
Yeah, not only target selection, who's gonna die, but I'm gonna toss this spell to this guy and it might open up something else. It might not, you know. Puck could say, I'm not gonna go for this one, but you bait him in, and that is what Dota is. You're constantly trying to force your enemies into a mistake, and that is exactly what Team Spirit have been doing perfectly throughout this series here, forcing one move into one mistake after another.
Yeah, and Alchemist, what's he got flying out to him there? I think he just, the dagger, but actually wants to be going towards the Orchid to come out. And where's that Puck looking in terms of not even anywhere close to something like the BKB? So the mobility that this Puck gets offered to himself with his skills, you know, if he gets silenced out by the Orchid, I suppose you can rely on maybe the Abaddon to help out. But if he gets caught out solo, he could be in a lot of trouble here. Speaking about being caught out solo, Dream Pearl comes out. Nightmare's going to be there for Bane, though. Cookie as well. Can he get himself away from the danger? Potential some once again comes out. What was stolen? It's going to be the heal coming through. All the big the Avalanche to get the kill onto Bane. The Bane bites back and Sentinel will go down. Etro trying to do what he can here with this unstable concoction onto Pantomime. Pantomime, though. Telekinesis, the damage. Is it going to be enough? No. You don't get the cookie onto Pantomime. Pantomime's trying to run himself away. He's not going to keep himself alive with the Nation's Tenants. Now Yatoro with that BKB, the chase pan. They might be able to get the kill onto the Rubik. Rubik is going to get low, but does he go down? He will be going down to Afterlife. Afterlife, he's not going to be too far behind here.
Okay.
Does he want to disengage? It looks like they do. Even Lal goes down in one move. They might be able to get the advantage out of this fight.
They want to get more.
Yeah, no, they're
That's
going to
a
get
dieback.
the back. Absolutely, yeah. And they get the kill onto Mapotka. He's dead for a minute. And this tier 2 just opens right up here for one move.
Well, if Yarrow is not part of the fight immediately, if you don't have a hero that the enemies don't want to commit on, you're gonna be in trouble. You know, one move, if their Death Prophet is allowed to stay in a fight for the entire duration of the exorcism, we see how much damage you're gonna do. Your Abaddon isn't doing the damage, he's just protecting you guys while with the Radiance doing, you know, slight pokes onto the enemies. And it is the Puck and the Death Prophet that are doing the damage. And Alchemist, if he comes in and he doesn't have the help of the Centaur, you don't have the burst. So that Centaur is actually the main hero of Team Spirit. And with one move killing him at the start of the fight, it was already over.
Yeah, no, I'm used to the Centaurs being absolutely, you know, so survival. It's just, they could be hit by a nuclear blast and carry on going here, but the Centaur, you know, collapsed here. He does just seem to be going down a little bit more often. You know, you're 1, 4, and 6 here for the Centaur at the minute. And it just doesn't seem to be the Centaur that I'm used to, the big tank hero that survives all the way through the fights.
It is looking like he's not tanky. Collapse is going more of this I'm gonna blink stun, playing more of a Sand King than a Centaur. It is what it is.
Ooh, they do actually get the lockdown though onto the Puck with the damage coming through. They should be able to get the kill, and they do. Aincrad caught way out of position here in the mid lane.
One thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is this Alchemist build. Yarrow is trying to kill the Abaddon with the Abaddon not getting his borrow time off. So that is what you want. He wants to break him with the Silver Edge, silence him, and then you can kill him. He cannot pop his ulti, and he's broken, so it won't pop itself. But look at Munkushi, he's already going for a Manta style. So this build of the Alchemist, it's not going to be that great for Yarrow. I'd much rather see something like an AC.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ivan as well, he started, I can't say catching up, because I mean, he's still about 10k behind the Alchemist, but in terms of fights, you know, he is absolutely holding his own. He's holding his teammates own as well. Coming into this, so Yatoro, he's already used that BKB twice as well, so that's going to be going on cooldowns. One move, do they just need to carry on forcing this issue, you know, forcing Yatoro to try and fight instead of farm?
That part of the game has passed. I mean, Yatoro now, he's gonna be insane in terms of farm. There is no stopping that one at this point. But you actually do have a chance of winning team fights right now. So I think one move are in a pretty decent spot overall.
Okay, and we'll keep an eye. I mean, you see there's going to be a 4-man smoke coming out from Team Spirit. If we take a look at the map, the indicates there as well. We're going to go see the jump onto, I think, the kill as well. Onto the Enchantress. He's going to get really down low. But the DT have a one-kill challenge there as well. On the center to get it off. The buyback comes out from Pantomilo. He wants to get himself right back into this fight. Chases on Stampede. He's going to be using still concoction onto the Abaddon. And chase down the what can they do? Waterstone. It's going to be the Spirit Siphon once again. For that Rubik collapse. So Dream Coil comes out. And it looks like it was broken there by Mira. But can they get Yatoro out now? As Yatoro, he's a big tanky boy as well, coming out with Chemical Rage. He's still going to be taking a lot of damage. Has to pop that BKB. The double stun now going to the water. Kids do get killed onto the Afterlife with that immediate hammer as well. There's going to be a lot of damage onto the Death Prophet. He will go down. And Yatoro trying to keep himself alive. Again, less than 2k health here for the Alchemist. So he has to be careful about where he gets caught out on and, you know, getting himself in and out of those fights.
We see a night and day difference, killing the Centaur or not killing the Centaur. One move, they saw that they got jumped. They're like, yeah, last time we won the fight, we can do it again if we buy back. No, you cannot, because Yarrow is going to be the one in front. That's the one that you cannot kill. And if you're not killing him, Stampede comes out, Team Spirit resets, and at some point they're going to find the re-engagement to kill one of your heroes. So overall, Team Spirit, they want to fight. It's not going to be a super, like, successful fight where you kill a ton of heroes, but you're still going to be able to spread around the map quite nicely.
Yeah, it looks like the tier 2s are being pressured as well. Lol TPs himself back in because the mid lane, you know, the Centaur Warren was trying to do what he can into that mid lane with the meaty hammer. And, you know, Lol just has to TP back to defend his own tier 2. It looks like they might try and get something out of this though. Aincrad, he's in. He's going to be able to blink himself away, but Mapothi's close. Has that Fiend's Grip, and again, if the Puck gets caught out here, or in fact Yatoro wants to be coming in, but there's going to be the vision down here with the Sentry. So the self-stun comes out onto the Alchemist. Do they want to try and engage onto this?
BKB.
Alchemist, yeah, he's not got it for the next 8 seconds, but you can see that one move a little bit hesitant to make the jump here onto the Alch.
Yeah, a little bit of communication problems there because they didn't know if they want to go or not. And considering the exorcism is not going to be up in another 40 seconds, you know that a big team fight is not something that you can take. So you just let it go.
Apotheca making sure that the Alchemist gets all his vitamins in there with those with the mangoes being passed across, and Alch's not too far away from the. In fact, I think he's got it coming out to him now as well. He's got that full Silver Edge.
Yep, so Abaddon now could be in some trouble if he doesn't have the Manta and he gets broken in silence. He can very easily die. Next Rosh is gonna be big because one move I feel like they could walk in and pop the Exorcism, and then you are forcing the Spirit to go into you, but it's still very risky because inside of a pit, a good hoof stomp, a good Mortimer's Kisses could destroy you.
Yeah, and see, I mean, you see that Team Spirit are grouped up as 5. They're gonna smoke now as well. Centaur, maybe the bait here, but Yatoro, do they have the vision? It's actually with Pantomime forcing himself away from this. Do they jump? Did he get the jump onto the hook? Looks like he does. He might still be able to catch up both supports. A Nightmare onto the Enchantress. So they can change chunks onto Gilga. Gilga can get himself all the way through. It's not gonna be enough. It's sure it's not gonna be enough. It's not. Collapse does get the kill, and now they can go for even more if they want to. Turn around again. The Fiend's Grip is still available. If they can get the lockdown onto the puck. Bench. Again, once again, just trying to bounce himself away from the danger here. And one move, looking for the disengage back behind that tier 2 tower. And the tier 2 tower has barely anything left on it.
I really like the disengage from one move because they know we lose more heroes here, we lose the Rosh. But the Spirit cannot really just enter the Rosh because they're not that fast at getting it down. So you just let one hero go and you're gonna be happy. And back to your question, did they catch the puck? He got the silence on the puck, but Aincrad got the blink off before the Radiance damage kicked in. So that's why he lived, or either it would have been a puck kill before those supports even got caught.
Well, Spirit inside the Roche pit. I mean, there's no Gilga for the next 3 seconds, and one move. You want to try and contest into this because it is actually going to go down really quickly here now as well. The all flies through Aincrad, and it looks like Spirit. Do they want to try and look for the disengage themselves here? Because there's no Stampede to come out just yet. The Rage has been used, but they might be able to get a real nice double onto the sports, and it looks like it's going to be Bane at least that does go down. Mira up onto the high ground, looking to get himself away, and will be able to get that TP out.
One move underestimated the damage of Spirit, right? Yeah, they don't have the greatest Rosh, but they have some minus armor, Acid Spray, and the little Shredder. And if you are not in the vicinity, you're gonna be in trouble. And they just went to the bottom lane, all of them. They were greedy, they scanned out, but if you're on the bottom lane, there's gonna be enough time for Team Spirit to take the Rosh down. This is a big hit for one move, because with a Exorcism, you want to fight around objectives or areas. Now you don't have an Aegis, so holding an area is very hard. And which objective are you actually gonna take?
Yeah, and now I mean, that was the second rush as well, and Alchemist is the one that picks up the shard. Oh, we'll take a look at the mid lane. Did they get the kill into the Pantomime once again? Centaur is going to be dropping that Meteor Hammer now as well. The Telekinesis Pantomime going to do his best to keep himself alive again in Nature's Attendance, but they don't have the burst down to get through it, doesn't look like, so they might be able to turn right around. The Cookie comes out. Did they get the kill onto? And Mirror does go down. Stampede comes down, Collapse, trying to get his teammates out alive. Maybe just buying time for Yatoro to get in. There will be Sentry down now as well. The blink onto Abaddon, and it looks like Abaddon, the silence, do they get the kill? And Forstaff even going to be able to keep himself or the Echo Shell as well. From who is it? Is it Gilga? How's that? It is. It's Gilga that has a long sword. He might be able to put it to Collapse. Collapse going to get himself away. He cannot. They do get the kill onto the Centaur.
The itemization from Team Spirit now is gonna hurt them because one move have everything to deal with it, especially that Lotus Orb is a big deal because now you have 2 items on the Alchemist which are like, oh, I'm gonna crush someone. No, you're not, because very easily you can remove the silence. He's even gonna be committing onto the Bloodthorn. It's not gonna be easy for Team Spirit to get the right jumps. If they do, it's gonna be an absolute disaster for one move, but it's just not that easy to get a ton of heroes in a stuns when all of your stuns are kind of single target.
Yeah, and if that fight, maybe if he had Yatoro there at the beginning again, he has that shard from the Rosho, he has that Berserk Potion as well, so he might have been able to go for a little bit more, but one move. As soon as the Enchantress doesn't die, the 3 points in the nature of the Attendance and the burst damage didn't come through to get the kill. They were entirely confident to, you know, just back themselves away. If anyone played out of position, like the Rubik and the Centaur, just look for those kills.
Alchemist is level 20, so when he uses the Chemical Rage, he's gonna attack so fast.
Yeah, and can they get anything out of this now as well? The jump comes in, there's going to be Unstable Concoction onto the Ench, but again, the Untouchable, even with that Chemical Rage now as well. Backline, they're going to try and get this jump in. Munkuti, he's looking for the kills. Yatoro as well, he's looking to try and chase down onto Afterlife, but he's taking so much damage. Can he get himself away from this one now as well? The Stampede is to be used, and Yatoro, he's on the retreat. The chase comes in, and Pantomime the toss forward as well, and Yatoro, he's the BKB. And they've already taken 2 kills here, one move in this game. They're looking, you know, Team Spirit had a really good time in the early beginning of the game, but at the minute, one move are in complete control of this. Coming on to this tier 2 tower in the mid lane as well.
They didn't itemize to win, they itemized to crush the enemy carry, and guess what? They just have the items to counter those, so Team Spirit now with 6k gold ahead, it's not nearly enough for them to be feeling confident.
No, not at all. I mean, 6k net worth when you have an alchemist in the game. Yes, he's about 12k ahead of the Abaddon, but that just shows that how well One Move have done on the rest of the heroes, just to keep their net worth high and not let Team Spirit run away with this net worth lead.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you're giving everything to the alchemist because it just has so much more value on him. But now, even when Yatoro finishes, you know, his 6th slot with the Swift Blink and the Basher, it's not like he's gonna be this menace that just kills everyone. Of course, Team Spirit, they just have the heroes like that you could get those AoE stuns, you could get the right jumps, but overall, One Move, they understand what it is that is gonna lose in the fight, and it's pretty, you know, normal for people not to hug during a team fight. So it's not like they have to be thinking about that one too much before they engage. So right now, I would say that Spirit are on a back foot.
Yeah, and how do they get themselves back into that winning position? You know, are you relying on this game going a little bit longer? Yatoro handing out Aghanim Scepters left, right, and center, or do they just? I mean, the targets. Again, I'm praising the target selection not 10 minutes ago, but at the minute they're trying to get the jump onto the Ench, and the Ench is just he's surviving through everything that's being thrown at him at the minute.
I don't see a timing or a play that wins it for Team Spirit. So the way that you win in these kind of situations is you have a lineup that always has a potential for a play. So it's speed and forcing your opponents into a mistake. The thing is, as the game goes longer, those small moves become more and more dangerous because losing one hero on the map is a big problem. You're going to lose a lot of map control because of it. But yeah, that's just the position that they're in. So it's not about items, it's about movement, it's about area control and spell usage, and we know Spirit is good at those, but One Move have tools to deal with every single thing of Team Spirit.
And you look at the way the wards are lined up as well. If a One Move, every single entrance has a sentry on it as well. So if the other can do it, I mean, Team Spirit, they are going to look for that engage as well. Let's see what they can find. It's going to be just an illusion from the Abaddon there. So they're going to go for a big rat through that river. They actually, and they have a deep ward as well into the jungle. Munkushi, they are going to see him, so they are going to be able to go for this long rat with the smoke. Maybe get this jump onto the Abaddon, maybe get the kill onto him before the fight starts out. Smoke breaks. Could be away. Joseph comes out tiny though, onto him, and some damage on Collapse. Collapse can get himself away from this one. He can be slowed down by the Enchant. So the Stampede comes through the backline. The Ice Wand with it. Good there on the Still Can we get the kill on the Pac-Man? Finally, they're taken down. We are going to be losing that pain now. We're on the chase out onto the Alchemist. The Alchemist is going to be forced to pop the BKB on that runaway. And Afterlife, he's going to be pretty darn fast trying to chase down Yatoro. It's going to be an immediate and stable protection there just to try and break Afterlife's grip. It's chase down, and he might even still do. They are going to still lose a Rubik.
I guess what, Rob, that was that good spell usage for Team Spirit, and it still ended up badly for them. Not even close. You kill one hero, but you're not even close to killing any of the cores.
Yeah, and now the Centaur forced to use the Yule Scepter onto Munkushi, but Munkushi's still looking for the chase down to blink away from that Centaur. And yeah, no, One Move. They lost the Ench, but they were able to pick up 2 kills onto the other 2 supports on the side of Spirit. And like you say, just turn it around. Even with a good engagement there from the side of Spirit, there was nothing they could do to try and win that fight.
I'm looking at Laurel's items, and he's going for an Octarine Core. I don't know currently, but at some point, this Nafar will need to turn into a right clicker.
Yeah.
It just has to be that way. If it's not, you're not going to be killing these tankier heroes, especially not the Death Prophet. He has every single item on Afterlife now to survive, especially the Lotus are protecting him from the Tiny as well, and his BKB is being delivered. So you need more damage, more direct damage, single target one to bring this guy down in particular.
Do you think the Meteor Hammer on the Centaur was a bit of a trap as well? Because again, we see Collapse is 2, 5, and 10, so he's getting the assists in there. He's got a couple of kills, but for the most part, I mean, he's so vulnerable when he's channeling that Meteor Hammer there as well. And again, 2.4k health, so it's not the tanky hero that I'm used to seeing. Would you have preferred him to go back for that Vanguard? You know, he's got that pipe up now, but the Yule Scepter even coming out here as well for the Centaur, for I guess a bit of extra setup. Would you prefer the different build?
I don't know. I'm okay with the Meteor Hammer just because it allowed him to get some of the early towers down.
Yeah.
So that's fine for me. I don't think necessarily now, if he has a Vanguard, it doesn't change anything. It still dies very easily. There's always a point in the game where the Centaur becomes squishy. In this game in particular, it just came out a little bit earlier.
Okay. And it looks like one move. They want to group up, look for a pickoff here as well. Yatoro is going to be the furthest one forward as well in the Silver Edge form. So the smoke's going to break, but the vision won't be there. Blink away. Are they going to be able to look at this re-engage now as well? The Lincoln Sphere actually break. They're going to be able to get themselves on top of Hook, but can they get the kill? Looks so it's going to be thrown out here as well. They're going to be changing targets once again. The Bane will be the target. The Berserker's Point actually going to be thrown out into Miposhka.
Okay.
Looks like just that extra regen there as well. Yeah, even the Green's being committed. Just try and keep this Bane alive.
Those look like, you know, the kid that doesn't want to eat. Berserker's Potion flying towards him. Here comes the, you know, here comes the airplane into the tunnel, and then the cookie as well. In the end, they do feed Miposhka, and he's gonna survive because of it.
Yeah, but that's a big commitment to throw out just to keep that Bane alive.
At least he survived. He did have a gem, so considering that we talked about vision and movement being the way the Team Spirit have to approach this game now, because they're probably gonna be weaker until ultra late game, and even then it's debatable if that changes. You need to keep those tools that allow you to have some extra map control to yourself. So I think it's actually fine that you're keeping him alive.
Okay, and how does he get the Fiend's Grip off through all of this? Because it just, I mean, obviously being the stable target, he doesn't have that Ags as well. He doesn't, well, he's just picked up the Glimmer Cape, so that's going to be, you know, a nice touch for the Bane. But the Sentry's being dropped because the Alchemist already had that Silver Edge. You know, is this a priority for the Bane at any point, or is it just keeping himself alive? You know, throwing out the control with the Nightmare as well as the Enfeeble.
You don't use the Fiend's Grip until the fight is breakdown, even though it means you're gonna die without using your spells. Just don't do it, because the second you use it, they start running towards you. If they're together, they have so many ways to break it. So just make sure that you keep yourself alive, that you keep your teammates alive, make sure that the fight is long, and wait for one move to move away from each other. Then that is when the Bane strikes.
Okay, well, we're going to see another smoke coming up, but it breaks in the trees. Ankrad is going to be able to get that phase shift off. No Meteor Hammer this time. Ankrad's just going to be able to get the blink away, easily breaks that smoke. And yeah, Spirit probably not going to be happy about that. There is going to be two still smoked up, but for the most part, one move aware of where Spirit are. And just looking to take this high ground, keep control of this dire part of the map as well. And it just means that they have access to that tier 2, excuse me, the tier 3 is on the top as well as the mid, if you want to try and force something out, as well as having the control around the outpost. So Roshan, it could be their next objective.
They are trying so desperately to break the formation of one move. They're trying to jump in, because you jump in on someone, immediately they're gonna start running towards him, and then you can in that moment decide what you're gonna do. And you can see what Spirits are doing right now. They're pushing in the mid lane. They want one move to move from an area. If it's one move controlling an area, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but look at this as well. Munkushi with the attack speed here. He's going to be able to take down this tier 3 before the tier 3 tower in the mid lane even takes any pressure from the Tide of Spirits. So they are going to be forcing these the TPs back, and Munkushi getting himself out. Wall was stolen. The Love Sun comes out to the stone right back onto the base of the Alchemist. And it looks like inside the base, one move, they want to try and turn this one around. And yeah, force Team Spirit back.
Ruby got the Aphotic Shield. That is good. That is actually really good, because it allows the Spirit to go in and out a little bit more than they did previously. And immediately they go for a smoke. They have a tool now they didn't have previously, and the enemies are on the retreat. If you catch them on the retreat, if you catch them when they're switching lanes, that is when you're strong. The problem is they're just gonna walk into Roche and they're together once more.
Yeah, collapse. So they have some vision with the Subvert Ward being down, so Collapse. He's looking for the long wrap around. But that's still, but it's really precious. He's going to be engaged with Anchor now. Until that all flies through, they're going to be able to get the kill onto they take down Mira almost immediately here now as well. And they're going to kill onto Gilgar and Revenge though, as the multiple cases do start to be dropped. It looks like they're going to be cancelled off, and still Gilgar with that little sub able to survive. And yeah, Alchemist, he might even go down. He's going to go down, and he has to buy back if he wants to get himself back into this. Chase down to Collapse. Collapse can get himself away. Sensor Stone comes out. It doesn't matter. The Manta Style is going to be there. They get the to 3 heroes, and all of a sudden this opens up the mid lane here, and one move, they're not even going to go back to Roche. They're just going to march themselves up the mid lane, maybe try and force out some buybacks.
Considering that there's just such a huge difference in strength between the teams right now, I don't know if it would have changed anything, but you had that one thing, you know, the stolen Aphotic Shield that we talked about, that kind of gives you, you're slightly stronger than you are naturally, and your Rubik just instantly dies. So at that point, the fight is 100% over. In Team Spirit, they try to disengage, but just to no avail.
Well, they're going to be able to take at least one lane of Rack with the puck pushing in the pressure on the lane as well. I guess it could be a double. And yeah, no buybacks coming through. move here. This is, it can't be Magus because there is still a tier 2 tower on the bottom lane, but Mira being forced right back to his farms, and they might even be able to get the kill from Mapochka. Does he have enough to keep himself alive with it? A Photic Shield on the Rubik there as well. Looks to be able to keep that Bane alive, with Makushi just in onto the Bane, and the Bane's gonna go down. He's just straight up dead. In fact, yeah, one move, they don't want to be leaving the base here. They're putting the pressure on. Buyback comes through from the Bane. They maybe want to try and look for an engage here. Gilga into hammer. Nope, you'll just have to come out that extra control. What are they going to be able to do with it? The tiny cookie, it wasn't even the stun. The cookie wasn't on target. Gilga will be able to get himself away.
They really wanted those buybacks. In the end, they only get one. But the thing is, the game is the same. If you're one move right now, you're playing around the Roach, maybe you're slightly afraid of fighting without the exorcism, but it doesn't seem that way. I think even without it at this point in the game, they're more than confident to win a fight. Look at the straight, they can't go to the Roach.
No, they just have to push out this mid lane. I mean, top lane will be pushing as well. This is going to be a free roll. Trying to look up the side of one move. They get themselves a refresher, so that's the second exorcism as well. More charges on the Spirit Siphon and the pitch bombs coming through. And yeah, all of a sudden Afterlife, he looks pretty darn scary. Almost unkillable to me though, with that refresher as well as the BKB and the Aegis.
One move, just like their name, they only need to make one more move in this game. Literally just walk towards the bottom lane. You're seeing that they're drawing the lines there. It's Afterlife that's making the call just to move their S5. Do not break formation. There is nothing that the enemies can do. This game is over. Just go and end it slowly. You wait for all of your resources that are going to be up right now, and you just go. There is nothing that can stop you.
No, and yeah, one move, they can just move themselves. I mean, Spirit, what can they do really? Because they have to defend the base. If they come out of their base for any length of time here, it's not like the Alk has the old poor man's Naga build, where you're looking to... In fact, did he get rid of the Radiance as well? I think he did.
Yes. Yep. He disassembled it and made a nullifier. So he just wants to have this 6 slot. Now he finally does damage, really solid damage. So if he isolates a target, he can kill it really, really fast. But the thing is that if he had this build 10 minutes ago, fine. At this point, with so many items, AC coming out, Shiva's coming out, I mean, one move, I don't even think they're afraid of it.
Silence.
No. And you can see that they are, like you say, they're not breaking formation. They're playing close together, looking to force out this tier 2, and maybe looking to force out Magus as well and end the game up against Spirit.
We thought Spirit are not gonna be reverting back to their ways of trying things out and then losing here. But one move, they played a pretty solid game. This is how you play against an Alchemist, and they kind of hindered the timings of Team Spirit, survived, and I mean, for the last 10 minutes, the game looked easy for them.
Yeah. No, they've been in complete control here. And every time Team Spirit jumped into a fight, it's not been working out for them. And look at this. Look how quickly these are looped down the tower as well.
People might not know the Griffin Furnace. Oh, actually, they're gonna jump in on Afterlife. Not even close.
He still has that Aegis as well. If anything does go wrong here for the Death Prophet again, all Spirit Siphons, so he's gonna be absolutely fine. Just gonna be able to reset, come right back in. It's the Yataro's space. Yataro trying to do what he can, but has to be chased away. Yeah, like I say, the Shivas comes out here, and the Alchemist, he's gonna be taking a whole load of aggro. He tries to chase down here on the side of one move.
Yataro has to put a hate on himself, because if it goes for the Raxus, you're gone.
Yeah. And you can see that Gilga, he's just waiting out. I mean, he's in the smoke as well, so the Sentry not even going to be able to see him. He's waiting for that big jump in from the sides. In case they look for the catch out. Yataro again. Oh no, they're going to get Hex off. They're getting nice one. Do they have the damage taken down though? Gilga is going to be visible now as well. The Fiend Grip comes out. Almost immediately going to be catching it off though. They get the jump in. And look at how quickly, Wonder responds to this. Not even going to be able to get the kill onto the support Tiny. In fact, Yataro, he's going to be close to going down himself. Can he survive through this? They might still be able to get the kill onto the Tiny. Will they be able to? No. They take down two of the side of one move and they don't even lose Gilga. Team Spirit, they just call GG.
Yeah, that was, I think Team Spirit just wanted to kill him and call GG. And the way that kill itself was going, you start being aware that you're helpless. And that's kind of what Team Spirit felt in this one. They're gonna be ready for game number 3, because one move, they really stick it to them. I mean, you play an Alchemist lineup, you miss a timing, one move, they played a pretty solid game in